but then of course that's a little ideal. Yeah, if you do it too often, then there's a problem, of course.
Yeah,
probably.
of course.
Then
No, that happens like twice per year
okay,
or something.
Then it's okay. Okay.
Yeah, twice per year.
That.
But hello, this is Women's World Podcast. Irmina here today with my guest Alja. On my podcast, we talk about everything that is important for women, from sensuality to sexuality, from health to relationships, everything. So today we're gonna talk about health, nutrition, and movement, body-mind connection, because Alja is specified in it. So I have expert here. Yeah. Please, Alja, tell a little bit about yourself. What are you doing and why are you doing this?
Well, my name is Alja, first of all, and I am 33 years old. And since I was 20, I got in contact with, actually when I was 17, contact with yoga and body awareness. And I was also reading a lot and researching myself a lot, and trials and errors in a lot of aspects of dietary, or trying to get a little bit better in everything, or conscious, I would say. And then I started to teach more and providing myself first with a lot of fitness before starting to teach, actually. And then now also food aspect, because I think there's a big disconnection in how we do it, and I wanted to go and dig deeper. So that's why I'm doing this now since a couple of
was vegan always your thing? Were you always vegan, or you just at some point realized you want to go for vegan?
No, I was vegan. I started vegan when I was 6 years ago. So I never actually really was a vegan before, because we always had a meat lifestyle at home. It was like a necessary thing to have that in the mornings,
tradition,
lunch, evenings. So it was nothing.
Preparé.
Exactly, not really preparé.
No?
We were from a Muslim background as well, so we don't really eat everything that the normal Western people would eat. But still, there was a lot of meat, of course. But I always liked my fruits and my veggies much more than my meats, although my parents said, but you loved your meat, why did you stop? But then still even...
giving you a guilt feeling.
Exactly, that sort of thing. And then I was like, okay, when the first time I was living alone, after a period of diving into myself quite deeply and researching again on the internet and following people, analyzing it, I looked at my eggs in the fridge and I was so disgusted, because I could see the whole industry suddenly in front of me, and I was like, but those eggs aren't... There's no connection.
Isn't it like I think for most people, like for at least I know in the back of my mind, that the fact is indeed we are misusing animals, we are doing this, everything is based on business, everything is based on money, and when you think about it deeper, it makes you sick in a way. But a lot of people, I think they choose not to. So they just choose not to think about it, and they're like, it's easier to just eat meat, and it's easier just to But I will admit, I like to have eggs in the morning, and I like sometimes occasionally to eat a burger at a restaurant. But perfectly at home I can stay vegan. At home it's no problem. Like I can choose coconut cheese or like a Beyond Burger or something, just a replacement. But like if you're going outside, it's not always easy to find the same taste in no meat. Like a burger with veggies doesn't taste exactly the same like a burger with meat. So it's a bit difficult, I think, for people sometimes to do the switch. But if you are like, how to say, if you're a really caring person like you, I think you have this very deep soul and like very caring soul. That's why you are like, I can't be a part of this. It's exactly that. I can't be a part of this, and this is what made you just like quit that.
It's how you, like you say it, and what choice are you going to be vegan? Is it just for a temporary moment, like 1 week a day, vegan day? Or are you really willing to do the research yourself? Because it's like, it's not something that comes overnight. Sometimes you have to read some books, or maybe follow some people who have been vegan for a long time, or maybe just trying to get in depth and question everything a little bit, of course, and think, could I let that go? Could I get, like you say, that burger? But I always say in the beginning, eat that burger for as long as you can. And like you say, I do it only when I go out on a restaurant. Then it's not a bad thing,
Yeah.
you know, and it starts there. Like, if that's for you, your guilty pleasure, fine. If you know, like, I really want to be vegan and I really need my burger, okay, it's not 100% being vegan, but like me, I also, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna be that hypocritical. I also tend to eat some goat cheese and milk cheese, but that's another topic that I want to talk about maybe later. It's everybody is different and everybody needs different things. So I'm not the judge to say the whole world needs to be vegan. No, there is a whole topic, like you say, the caring part is how do we see the industry and how does the industry evolve and contribute into society, and how does society know how the contribution of that industry is actually affecting our body as well, and vice versa, not only body but also financially, and also fair load of the amount of, and then you can go to oil and financial structures and blah blah blah, how we're spilling everything out.
Probably it's just like having the balance is best. That's how I feel. For me it works the best if I have balance, and I know if I really feel like I'm gonna eat the meat, and if I really can, I will stay out of it. Like, that's a balance, and you feel like you already care more than other people because you are choosing sometimes the alternatives, or you are choosing maybe something healthier. And also noticed that since I'm vegan, I'm not gonna do this. I already can say I will not be vegan forever. This is a temporary thing for me because, for example, me, I cannot live without my eggs. And maybe once in a while I want to eat a burger, or maybe once in a while I want some cheese or something like that. But already the fact that I can stay without meat for like a week and just eat it once in a weekend, that's already good. I think so, because you have the balance and you care more. You know, just for me, like now trying out the vegan lifestyle, I just wanted to detox for now, and it already made it clear how much healthier I feel and how much weight I lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody is saying me, oh my God, you lost so much weight, your face is like totally different. And indeed, I have noticed that I eat more salads, more fruit, more watermelon, more healthy choices, coconut, a lot of coconuts everywhere, coconut cheese, coconut this, coconut that, coconut water. And yeah, it's actually tasty.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Well, there's a big thing about like the body, how it reacts on the hormonal system and the lymphatic system on what you put in your body, and the draining of toxins will start once you start allowing toxic things coming inside of you. Like, for example, when you eat meat, the whole digestive system takes much longer and so much more effort to digest your meat that even meat pieces can stay there for a year long. It depends on how.
Yikes.
Yeah, and it really, if you really think about it, it's a disgusting process. It's like dead meat already being inside yourself, being dead on top of that, and then, your body, the bacteria around that part, you can just imagine how disgusting it is. So for me, that was the most biggest motivation, is to start thinking about how can I clean myself, and not only from food, but also from my mental, because your food will also be a big issue on your mental health if you're eating the wrong things.
All right. Let me ask you this question as well. I was interested into juice diet. So this mentor, Russian mentor, she was doing juice diet, and she said that she felt really good in energy, and she was actually detoxing. But if I think about drinking just juice, what I see is spiking insulin, crashing, spiking insulin, crashing. What do you think about that?
That depends. I think if, for example, if you take two persons and that person is on top of their game, they have a healthy weight, and they don't have a lot of reserves in their body, and they're already going full on only from the fuel that they get from food. If that person wants to go on juice diet, okay, great, but you could see deficiencies coming up, and also health issues and gut issues, which is not a good idea. So what we do is, when we want to start with a juice diet, is actually taking that person, seeing that body mass. If you have that person with a lot of reservation, like a lot of fats, and it has enough capacity to actually fast for maybe a week without starving, maybe you'll get detoxification syndromes. Okay, that's fine. But the juices will help to allow your body to rest.
Yeah.
You're getting the right nutrients in, but your body is allowing to rest from the digestion that it has been going in overdrive many years and cannot even properly digest anymore because there's so many other things stuck that need to be processed first, but it's not allowed to. So juice diets are great for people who have overweight and really want to go away from the whole mind and body. Actually, it's a sort of abuse of food.
Binging also.
Binging, not knowing what
emotional eating.
Emotional eating.
What about that? Emotional eating?
Yeah, emotional eating.
Do you have it ever?
I did, yeah.
Because I think when I'm depressed, I rather get an ice cream or cookie.
But by the way, indeed, you look very good. I can see your face. Indeed, like everything is a little bit more aligned. You see, as I say, you really feel. As long I see, it's like an addiction. I always say, you see and you know the good.
Yeah.
And why would you still go back
even
to
if
the,
I
you know
want to eat an ice cream or like something small, like even something sweet, I feel bad. I feel guilty.
No,
I shouldn't.
No,
I shouldn't. But because I'm already feeling so good that it feels even pity to ruin it. So
I
to
get
say,
that one as well.
I want to enjoy, and I do enjoy when I really say, you know what, I really want it. Fuck it, it's nice weather. I really want to have my ice cream. I do that. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
But it's more conscious now. It's not more like, I don't know what to eat. Maybe I should go open the fridge. Maybe I should go check this. What do I have in the closet? Do I have some cookies? You don't do that anymore because you are more aware of how, what are you putting inside of your mouth? Yeah.
The whole thing about that is for me a very interesting topic because a lot of people who are starting, they feel it quite intensely, much more intensely than I'm doing it now since after 6 years. It's starting to get to be a used thing, like I'm used to it. But it's a nice thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you can feel, and it's like a playful communication with food, you know, like, oh no, I don't want to do it. It's a guilt feeling. And should you feel guilty? No. And you feel happy when you do it because you know I'm empowered the next day again. And that's the whole thing of knowing that how you regulate and how you control your body and how you control your mind. And that's the only thing you need to do. There's nothing else. You don't even need to control your body. It's the mind that is first that needs to be controlled.
And the mind controls
needs to
the
be
body.
Conscious. Because if you're not in an aware, conscious state, I don't even believe in anything of diets or whatever. Because for me, it's about a lifestyle. And as you say, if I feel guilty, then you know you still have a weakness for something that could change. And that's what I wanted to say is like, you're gonna have like somebody who's addicted to drugs. It's the same thing, and food is the same thing. It's the sort of the drugs that we need that's sort of providing ourselves to have a good, healthy life or to get through the day. But like I say, you're gonna have a peak of full ecstasy in a way that you feel, I can manage it, I love to do it, I feel good. You're gonna have downfalls. And the whole thing is to be a step in front of the downfall, knowing that if you're having a downfall, and you're gonna eat a lot of ice cream or suddenly milk or meat again, take it, do it. I always say, take the drug that you need, have it, but no, you're gonna go back to the good. Keep that cycling going back to the good. And that's the only thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's also my top advice actually, to adhere the lifestyle and just live it. And if you want, once in a while, you slip away, that's fine. Because if you don't, actually, you will want it more. And then it becomes like an obsession, like you need more. For instance, when I used to do competitions, it's because for such a long period, I could not have anything else than chicken and rice or asparagus and fish, that you are craving so bad for everything that once the day comes that you can finally eat, you're eating everything. Literally everything. Even imagine. Really things that I normally would never even like. And it's crazy because, and then you eat yourself so sick that you feel like that you need to call an ambulance because your belly is so blown and you're gonna explode and die from overeating. So that's not healthy. You can't force yourself and push yourself in a situation, in a corner where you are starving and you are craving for that one thing. You have craving, you have periods, you want to eat a pickle, eat a pickle. You want to have some chocolate, eat some chocolate. But then afterwards you come back you come back on track pretty fast. And that's actually the way. Yeah.
Until a point you know, actually, should I do it? Because I don't really need it, because I go back to the same thing, and it's better to, like, for example, I was in a shop and I was like, suddenly I needed sugar, and I was like, okay, I can take sugar of something good and something bad. The fast sugars with a lot of sweetness, of course, but then I was like, okay, you know what? I take it, I go around the shop, I go across the aisle that I know that's the healthy sugar, and then I'm thinking, I'm like, you know you can do better. Just take one small thing of that sugary thing you wanted, but take the other one, and so you don't feel guilty as well.
Yeah.
And you just, that's the mind. And there's nothing else in the mind. Yeah.
I know it sounds a bit disgusting, but sometimes when I really, really have this war in my head, and I'm like, I really want to eat this sweet, but it's a bad day because I have been so good on a diet. Why would I eat this now? I just chew it and I spit. And I just spit it out in the garbage. But then you have the taste, and you're like, okay.
That could lead to...
That's a bit disgusting to describe it this way. No. But if you just spit it out, you had a taste in your mind, you kind of ate it, but you are not eating it. Actually, you're not taking it in your stomach, so...
Yeah, of course. But then, of course, that's a little ideal. If you do it too often, then there's a problem, of course.
Yeah, probably. Of course. No, that happens like twice per year or something. Okay. Twice per year. But
so, guys, not too much.
Don't spit every day.
I think more if you know you can control it, because otherwise, I think people could be doing that, and then there's the eating disorder.
Yeah,
and
that means you're really craving all the time.
Yeah, then you better just take a week full of cravings, go to the McDonald's, go do whatever you want for 1 week, know how it feels.
And sometimes it's good to just let it out of your system.
Oh my God, just do it. Yeah.
Just eat, order the ice cream on top, or the dessert. And then
it's like in a relationship, you need to spit out what's on your mind, otherwise it's going to build up and it's going to explode, and nobody knows what happened. So it's the best thing.
All right. So how does your diet actually look like?
My diet. Well, I'm a person now.
Yeah, you say you don't have a diet.
I don't have a diet. No, I don't have a diet.
But do you have something specific that you do every day?
Yeah, I actually do intuitive eating. So I do this since I was 20.
You mean like fasting?
No, not intuitive eating.
So intuitive.
So intuitive eating is different than fasting.
Okay.
It depends also. Sometimes it is also
What's
fasting.
The difference between fasting and intuitive eating?
Well, fasting is you don't eat an amount of food for a certain amount of time. Maybe water, maybe something salty or something like that. No sugars, but then intuitive eating is going on whatever your body is asking you. For example, if you go to the shop, and it says, I need tomatoes today. You know, like a pregnant woman.
And what if you're
like that?
And what if you're like home and you don't have what you would want to eat at that moment?
Then what I do actually, instead of going to look in the fridge, I look in the fridge and I go scan the fridge. And whenever I feel my body's wanting to have more, let's say, soya sauce with some rice or something like that, and some tofu, then I make it. Or but I don't just make, like, I don't look in the fridge, I'm like, okay, I need to make food now because my body says, or the time says we need to eat. That's not what I do. So what I do is actually I feel in the day, in the morning, how does my body feel? And that actually will tell me what I did the day before. Sometimes I ate a lot the day before. We had a nice dinner or something like that, or I had a lot of sports. Then my body craves for food in the morning very fast because I took that energy or when I ate a lot, my body will say, I'm still digesting, so don't eat yet. So then I will not eat until my body says, okay, I'm hungry again.
Okay.
And that's
also quite a practice, actually. If like mind and body connection, actually, that you just feel. Yeah. It's actually quite interesting because sometimes I have the doubts of like, should I eat now Or if I'm not hungry, should I stretch it out longer? But sometimes if you are at work, for instance, this is the moment. Either you eat now on a break, or either you don't eat for the coming 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then you have to decide.
Yeah.
And at those moments, sometimes I'm like, I'm trying to listen to myself now.
Yeah.
And what would you do then? Like, if you know you won't be eating for a long time, would you rather than have something small, or would you just...
Well,
Not
it depends
eat at
on
all.
how your work was. Is your work behind a desk?
No,
Or
it's
is your
intense.
work intense? For
Intense.
example, you have a very physical job.
Yeah.
Me as well. Yoga teacher, Pilates teacher. We're moving our bodies a lot. Meaning that your fuel burn is much higher. But for example, people who have a desk job, which is 80% of the world almost, let's say, not all of them, but a lot of people.
Yeah.
I suggest them to actually check up on their body and their system very closely, because they eat sitting, they do nothing 8 hours, 10 hours, they come home, they sit, they sleep. They don't really move in a parallel, they go in a parallel way, so they're sitting. There's also a gut issue they're gonna get after that sitting for so long. So I just suggest them not to eat that much while they're doing their job. Because when you start eating less when you're sitting, you will also get more clear focus. People who fast, they get more... so what happens is your system and your body gets into a survival modus. So like, for example, if you would be in the woods again, living with like cavemen, for example, they didn't eat for the whole day, for example, because there was no food. They had to hunt for like 7 days or longer. So what happens... their senses will go stronger. Ears will be better, eyes will be better, they will smell better. And that's because your hunting system will be activated.
Okay. Yeah.
So your nervous system also will be hypered and clear.
Okay.
Meaning that you will be also more aware of your surroundings.
That's interesting.
And you're hyper-focusing much better. So it's very good for your brain system as well.
Yeah.
For example, you will... have a lot of physical activities. If you do intuitive eating, you will notice what your body needs.
Yeah,
maybe
when
sugars.
You're tired and when you're feeling...
Or salty.
Yeah.
It depends.
I have it often,
So I rather suggest you to eat something small, just to silence that hunger. But if you're knowing you're going to eat in the evening, whatever I need to, if you feel deprived of energy, I suggest you to take something small. But of course, it depends. If you need much more and you need to have that, then you just do it. Just don't think always like in the evening I need to eat extra more because it's evening. And that's the whole idea about intuitive eating.
And before you did fasting also. So can you say how was your experience for you, fasting or intuitive eating? Is it more beneficial or makes you feel better? Of course, it depends from person to person, but was there something that you really noticed that completely changed you, or the way your energy levels, or the way you look at food?
Yeah, for sure. I think you have much more respect for what you're putting into your body then. Because if you do
with
fasting...
the intuitive or with the fasting, you mean?
Both.
Yeah.
Because if you would be... You will feel the difference from the food, the energy from the food that you're getting into your body. You will feel the difference when you eat something healthy and that's nutritious and that is giving you a good feeling. You will feel what it's doing with you. If you take something that is heavy, greasy, depriving you from actually getting that, your body will respond. You will be tired, you're gonna be lazy, you're gonna have not energy to even talk anymore. So there's a whole spectrum of emotional and
True. And with fasting, I also noticed that I have more energy. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's even better.
And that's what we want.
Yeah, exactly. So we had some questions also. I think somebody asked for the inspiration. Where do you get your inspiration for food?
Oh, that's a lot. First of all, restaurants also. If you go out for dinner, from there.
And then you think like, maybe I should try this,
Yeah, indeed. Or just the internet. Okay. There's a lot of things on internet. Instagram, it's full of recipes now. I started with a little book also. So it just depends. There's nothing, or whatever you did before, you just look into the vegan version and
Okay.
These days it's not so difficult anymore as 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to ask also, so how do I replace my eggs with something
So
vegan?
the eggs is a big thing, especially if
Yeah.
you're cooking, right?
It's like a tradition for breakfast to have eggs, yeah. I was thinking to replace it with a smoothie, but indeed I would have a spiked insulin right in the morning, and then I would crash for the rest of the day, or I would have to eat something spiking again pretty soon.
So you're going for the protein in the eggs, I mean?
Yeah, mostly I just eat eggs with the avocado in the morning, so just good fats and protein.
Right.
Yeah, but what if it's vegan version? What would you eat?
Well, chia seeds, for example.
Chia seeds.
Like chia pudding.
Yeah, that's tasty.
Yeah, flax seeds.
Yeah.
Flax seeds are also good.
So if I just do yogurt with chia seeds.
Overnight chia seeds,
some
for example.
fruit.
Yeah.
Okay, we got this.
Yeah.
We got this.
Like mashed banana in between there, then you will have full of protein, definitely.
Yeah. All right.
But for cooking and baking, there are many other options as well. You can find it out. There's like baking soda things. Vegan gelatin is also an option if you need to bake something.
Okay.
Yeah, and everything else. But it's another lifestyle. Chickpeas, for example, are very good also to bind your food.
Yuck. Yeah, I don't like it. There are things that I just cannot.
Chickpeas, no.
No, I can't get it in my mouth.
And not even chickpea flour, like pancakes. You have those chickpea pancakes.
Yeah, if it's smashed, really nice. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If it's smashed, but if it's like
I should buy you some package that I can maybe. That would be a nice thing for you.
Alja, so tell me, you're also a body and mind connection coach or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah. And what does it exactly mean? Like you're because of the pilates and yoga. Yeah. Yes, you're working consciously also on your connection, of course, with intuitive eating. But is there something else that you also do?
As I talked before, food and mind is something that is important, and what food you're putting in your body will also influence your mind and the way you move, everything actually. But I also noticed that people who are not conscious of their mental health will also not be conscious of their food pattern, and vice versa, vicious circle.
Yeah.
Like I always say, like, you could just imagine if you would be a cell and that cell absorbs good things, how the cell will radiate out. It's the same thing with food. And your mental gut starts, of course, now finally we know it. The intestines are our first brain in a way. So whatever that is, it's communicating with your brain, nothing else.
Yeah.
And if you're communicating with yourself and you are looking from a distance towards yourself and how you're reacting, you could notice sometimes by just shifting what you're eating, or maybe fasting for a couple of days, or maybe just depriving yourself from bad habits, you will see that you're going to be much more honest to yourself. And being honest to yourself is being honest to your food pattern, and it's being honest to your environment. Okay. So I would say this lifestyle is not only about food and losing weight. The bonus is losing weight. The bonus is looking better and younger in a longer run. To be better when you're 40 and 50. And that's the whole thing. There's nothing else. I think the last time I was with my boyfriend, and I think his mom couldn't, like, I think there was a laughter when I said, I'm already thinking about my old age, like how I will be aging. And that's what I'm doing now. That's pure seeing that.
You can eat healthier, you can use Botox.
Yeah. Oh, but there's nothing wrong with Botox, guys.
Yeah, we can do both.
Imagine, no. Yeah, you can do Botox, of course. Even if you're healthy, even if you have a good lifestyle.
But that's important to be already aware of it. Yeah. But even with alcohol and stuff, because alcohol or coffee.
Of course, we all love a lot of alcohol.
And then you realize in summer you like to drink a little bit in the terrace somewhere with a nice weather, and then you start to realize that it's a bit getting too much. Yeah. And if you look at it in a way, like, how would you think if you would be 50 or 40? Like, I wish I drank a little less, and maybe, or I wish I ate healthier, or I wish I didn't drink so much stimulants or something. I don't know, use drugs or whatever.
But I still believe you can still change that, even though you see the signs of an old, like when you're 50, I always say there's a fingerprint change, something changes in your physical cells, and when you're 50 there's a fingerprint that happens, and your face will be the fingerprint of your soul. So whatever you eat now will be a help for when you're 50. But not only that, because you can eat healthy, but you can have a very shitty soul.
Yeah,
shitty soul. And shitty soul will come out at the end when you're 50.
Yeah.
So what I mean is, you need to be aware of both, not only just the food. And I mean, for example, if you know when you would be 50 and you had a very rough life and you drank a lot, I still believe you could still change that.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
You can still see the progress of your detoxification after it.
But I have noticed as well, like with older people, or I have women clients as well, and they say, like, I wish I would have cared about my skin earlier, for example. Yeah, but actually we already have to start doing it, because you can't just all of a sudden be like, oh shit, now I have to treat myself. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, the skin is something indeed also effectively
but the skin is also from
inside. Yeah. And the vegan lifestyle, as well as fasting and intuitive eating only about what you need, will help your skin to be less wrinkly or glowier than somebody who is having the right or the wrong food inside of it.
All right. I think about food we had quite some
a lot.
topics. Okay. We're going to go to the yoga part and meditation. Yes, you do that too. Me too. This is amazing. Yes, it saved my life completely.
Yeah.
So that's also connection with body and mind. And as maybe someone knows not, but I'm studying sexology now, and the doctor said that yoga is yoga, dancing, rock climbing, martial arts, these sports like capoeira and boxing. Those sports are very important for mind and body connection, because like even when you walk, it's better to walk slow and be conscious of the connection with your body than that you're running and don't see anything or don't feel anything. Like if you're sprinting, you're just focusing on the sprinting. But if you really want to practice it, she says that you will have sexual pleasure more intense orgasms, even if you practice yoga, meditation, dancing, rock climbing, boxing, or something like that. So tell me, do you also feel that yoga and meditation helped you in your personal life and also in the relationships and maybe your intimate life, and just how do you why, for example, what would be the reason you would advise for people to do yoga? Just for stretching, or also would influence your sexual life and everything, your relationships?
I just didn't know I was going to talk about my sex life now.
We don't have to talk about sex, but I just brought up the
how good it would.
Because you say you're a coach of mind and body, and because of that indeed topic. She said the doctor, sexologist says that your body and mind is connected mostly.
True, that's true.
If you are a yoga teacher, actually you're a pilates teacher. So for you, it's like it means that you have a lot of connection with your body, and you're very aware and very.
It's a very good question. I think as well, like we say, there's a big move. The Game Changers, for example, on Netflix. Go and watch it, guys. It's really good.
Yeah.
They also made a lot of tests that men who turned to be vegan, suddenly their sex drive went up. They could get a longer erection. And much more. So, guys.
Nice. Let's go.
Touching the meat, guys. Don't worry. That's all fine. But it's like there is a scientific proof now. The amount of blood, healthy blood, and the amount of oxygen that you put in the blood will give your nervous system a much more ecstasy, like you get more pleasure. Yeah. And the more pleasure your body has, the more oxygen, the better your mental state will be. And oxytocin so you have a better sexual life. Because
better desire.
Exactly. Like I say, the body and mind are getting better. So, and sex is a part of having a good body connection, getting more secure, self-aware. And trust me, when you do yoga, for example, there are a lot of energies that in your body that are blocked sometimes, and those blockages that will allow you to open up if you go through them. For example, if you do a lot of abs workout, the abs workout, I believe, will stimulate also your health, like sexual health drive, because you have
hormones too, probably.
Yes, exactly. So you're doing something there that gives you much more energy,
circulation and energy,
blood circulation, etc.
Yeah.
With the pelvic floor.
Yeah.
If you connect with your pelvic floor much more, you will, you push more better fluids up towards your brain from your nervous system as well, which is also a very big topic to talk about. But there are many good habits.
Okay.
Through sports, definitely, and through yoga.
And meditation too,
And meditation and breathing, breath work, and just changing a little bit day by day.
Yeah, because you're more connected to yourself and you're more focused on the present moment, and you learn to focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Yes, so about yoga, I have been doing it with you as well, and indeed I already see a lot of change, improvement. We'll do it, by the way, in an hour together. But you know, I want to sit in splits, and there are so many also girls that want to be more flexible, but they just don't have the time to do it every day. Do you recommend to do it better like 5 minutes per day, or better skip a day or two and do it 3 times per week or 4 times per week and do it extended?
If you really want to get lean,
flexible.
I always suggest you to do some cardio first for like a half an hour, 1 hour. Soft cardio, not too extreme.
Okay.
Then your muscles will be warmed up already, and then do your stretches straight after. You will also feel that you're gonna get further in your stretches, but I really suggest you to, it depends on your lifestyle again and work and whatsoever. If you have the time, do it at least every 2 days. That would be good. Every day is even better.
Yeah.
But then still it changes. So.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the morning sometimes you feel stiff.
Yeah.
You can't even stretch.
You need to move it a little bit first to warm up.
Okay, that's a good advice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. All right. So I think we got everything ready for today. We can also continue more. People can always comment and ask questions. If you want Alia again on my podcast, she's always welcome.
Yeah.
We have a lot of topics. We can go about yoga, about meditation, about body-mind connection. We can talk about sexual desires,
relationships,
about relationships,
family, friends,
and and about health and nutrition. We can go further. Comment below. Please share your questions, and I will just ask you for rounding up last question. Like for the people that want to start a healthy lifestyle, for the people that want to start somewhere, how to stop with the bad habits and just do it.
Just do it.
How?
Yeah, there's a big how do you say that? Sort of a big pressure on it, but definitely. First of all, there's time enough. I always say, guys, there's time enough. Unless you only have that sort of a lifestyle, 3 months it's going to be summer and I need to do it now. Well, get rid of that mindset and get rid of that lifestyle or dietary. So you really should think about it even in the winter. After summer or even during summer, I'm already preparing for winter and I'm already preparing for summer next year. And I always just think like bad habits, you need to know that whatever you're looking at, you need to know you put yourself you need to know how to see to yourself from another perspective. And I think that's the only way how you could stop the emotional eating as well, like what's happening from a distance. Why am I doing these bad little habits?
You mean like seeing yourself as a third person or a second person? That's actually a pretty good one because sometimes I want to be more productive or something, and then I think to myself, with the successful version of myself, the best version of myself, would she make this choice or would she do that? Would she do that? And actually, if you think in that way, you will start making the right choices. You will align with what is for you, because you will.
How would that better person? Will it still be weak for that part of myself?
Otherwise, you will be stuck in the same place for the next 5 years.
Exactly. You need to master yourself before something else masters you.
Exactly.
And if the emotional eating is mastering you, you're the slave of that emotion, and that's the whole part of getting rid of emotional eating in a way. Now, everybody's guilty to it. I mean, it happens. And it depends also, food has a sort of a footprint on your body shape. So that's also a big thing. You
Yeah,
need to be
how you
aware
look
of.
is the representation of
Yeah.
how you live. Yeah, that's
There you
true.
go. So,
Thank you.
no, you're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for watching.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Alja, for
You're welcome.
coming.
Of course.
And love you. Subscribe, please,
Yeah.
and like this video.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.